Hello and welcome. In this video I'm gonna show you some crafting methods that I use on most of my builds. And obviously you are probably seeing these kind of helmets and chests which I'm gonna show on most of the builds. So you should learn if you don't know how to do this, how to craft this, because if you want to buy these kind of items on the market, you will either won't find those because helmets in particular you want to also get something with enchant. So if you want to search for something with both enchant and both that influence mode, maybe it can be a -9 elemental resist, which I'm gonna craft in this video. So you will most likely won't find that at all. So you better learn how to do those. So I will just show you the methods that I mostly use. And we will also craft a chest with Awakener Orb. So I will also mention Awakener Orb crafting. And it will be an explode+frenzy chest. So let's start with the helmet. But before we start, if you have any other kind of crafting methods that you want to learn, just leave me a comment down below. So maybe I can prepare more videos. And also, I now have Discord channel due to high demand. So we are currently like 20 people, I believe. So join, and you can also chat with me and other players there if you want. So let's start with a helmet craft, which is gonna be an arc chains additional time. So I'll just pick this, it doesn't matter, just pick something depending on your build. So we are gonna craft something similar to that other helmet I'm gonna show now. So it will have a -9 resist, but this is an arc, so it means that we need lightning. So we are gonna use a Crusader Orb also. So yeah, it will have something with nearby enemies, resistances, and also other stats, some beneficial stats. So we are gonna see what we will get. So first of all, for that nearby resist stuff, you want at least 85 item level on any kind of element. It doesn't matter. It can be a chaos, it can be cold, it doesn't matter. After that, before you use the orb, obviously you want your helmet to have an enchant and don't have any influence on it. If it has the influence that you want, it is fine. After that, I always craft something on it, because before using the orb I want to make sure that it has something good. Maybe I'll get lucky and get it. So I just use some alchemies and elements and get rid of that suffix, because that nearby is a suffix. So eventually you will use that orb. Maybe if you are lucky you will get what you want, but no, we didn't get it. So now the crafting begins. So if you are not lucky, you will just start crafting now. So you can save this scar. That helm enchant won't get disappeared at all. You can just craft as long as you want. So first craft method will be with fossils. If fossils are very cheap and easy to buy in that current league you are playing, just go for it. Probably fossils can be way more efficient if they are cheap. So since this will be a lightning helmet, we want metallic fossils, because metallic has more lightning modifiers on it, so we can get -9 lightning resist. We also want some life on it, because this will be on a I'm gonna try to craft a helmet with life. If it is gonna be an inertial build, obviously you want to buy something you want to buy something with other base, you know, like a hubris circlet maybe, because this is a armor based helmet. So you can also use dance fossils instead of pristine. So just mix whatever you want. If it's a lightning, you will use metallic. If it is a cold, you will use frigid fossils, frigid, whatever it is. If it is a fire build, you will use scorched fossils. So yeah. So just pick whatever influence you want. Obviously they won't also be crusaders. So scorched will be warlord, I believe. So I will just probably write those on the screen. So yeah, on the first try I got lucky and get that nearby enemies have -9, but the helmet is very bad, so I just scarred it. Because I have lots of fossils, so I can safely try to craft more. So I will just let you watch this a little, because it took some time for me to get another one. So I will be right back. So eventually I got something good. It has some decent life, some maximum lightning resist. That's not something that I tried to get, but I got lucky, so which is nice. We also got reduced effect of shock, which can also be good if you are not shock immune. So eventually I crafted something, so if it has still an open a fix somewhere, you can just use the crafting bench obviously, or use annulment orb if you want. So yeah, here is how to craft something like this with fossils. So on the second attempt we are gonna craft something else, and we are gonna use alteration orbs this time. So this is another good option to craft a helmet like this. So this time it will be a glacial cascade helmet. So I am not sure if this is the best enchant, but this is the best I could find right now because the league is dead by the time I am shooting this video. So again I will craft something good first. So this is a glacial cascade item, so it means that we want cold. So we are going to use Redeemer to get that -9 cold resist. So make sure you are using again alchemies, chaos orbs, maybe essences, or maybe fossils to get some decent helmet first. So maybe you will get lucky and get whatever you want by the time you use that orb. So this helmet has an open suffix. I'm not gonna go any further. Actually, it is not very good, but it doesn't matter. It is just for the video. So you can obviously try more if you want. So let's see if we will get that. No, unfortunately we didn't get it. So again, we're gonna scour the helmet and start crafting. So this time I'm using alteration orbs. So if alteration orbs are very expensive, it can sometimes be like that. They usually become expensive at late leagues, maybe after 1 or maybe 1.5 mount in, you know. So let's say at least 5 or 6 weeks in a new league, something like that. But obviously it can be different on a different league. So if they are not expensive, this method is actually very efficient, which I am using most of the time. And I also crafted that first helmet that I showed you with alteration orb. So yeah. But there is also another thing about alteration orb crafting, which I'm gonna explain once I get that -9. So I will be right back. So eventually you will get that -9. It doesn't have to be alone. It can also have a prefix, because -9 is a suffix. So maybe it will have something on the prefix as well. It doesn't matter. So after that, there are two things that you can do. If you are rich, if you want to truly craft something very good, a godlike helmet, let's say. So here is what you can do. Or let's talk about the cheap option first. I just use an augment orb. If it doesn't have any prefix on it, then use a regal orb obviously to make it rare. After that, if you have 2 exalted orbs, you can have multiple modes from the crafting bench for 2 exalted orbs, and then craft 2 additional stuff so that helmet will be finished. Yeah. So the other option, the what's that? Expensive option. So you want to use imprint beast. So what is imprint? So imprint is basically stores a magic item to the imprint currency, let's say, and if you want to go back at any time, you will just use it to restore the item back. So you can after this point use anything on this helmet, like augments, regal orbs, exalt orbs, anything on it, and if it fails, you can just use imprint to bring it back. So I used an augment orb and got mana. It's bad actually, so you can use annulment orb if you want and use augment again, or you can just use regal orb, whatever you feel like it. So let's see what we will get. So we got lightning resistances. If this is something that you don't want, just use imprint and bam, the item will be back to what it was before. So you can buy another imprint beast and try again. So just try to get something good and finish the craft with multi-mode maybe again, or again if you don't have any more currency, just use augment, wiggle orb and stuff like that. One last thing about this craft, because the item only has like 3 stats on it, you can easily use these other two beasts. Add a suffix, remove a random prefix, or add a prefix, remove a random suffix. So that means that it will remove one prefix or maybe a suffix, whatever you chose, and it will delete that and put something on the opposite side. So this is also something that is highly used on these kind of items with only like 3-4 affixes. So you can maybe get rid of something bad and put something good on the opposite side if you are lucky, and eventually finish off the craft with multiple mode, or just craft something on the bench if you don't have much currency. And yeah, here are the two ways of crafting a decent helmet for your build. So the last craft will be an Awakener Orb craft. I'm gonna craft a helmet, not helmet, a chest. You can also craft a helmet, because that's what I want to say. You can actually use that nearby resistances helmet with something else and also craft something like that. You can also keep the enchant on it, because the first item with Awakener Orb that you click will get destroyed, but the second one won't. So you can actually keep that enchant, and that's how you can craft an enchanted helmet with 2 influences. But we are gonna craft the chest with explode and frenzy on it. So first of all, make sure you have 2 separate chest pieces. One chest should be what you want to use actually, so you should pick something with a decent base to get your colors, something that is suited for your build. So it can be an evasion chest or maybe energy shield, whatever your build is. So I'm trying to craft something for maybe attack build, maybe like archer build, I'm not sure. So I choose an evasion chest. So there's a destiny ladder, so I will also fuse my chest, because this chest will stay the same. So you can just prepare your chest before even crafting, but you don't have to do that obviously, but you can do that. So what you want to do while we are fusing this, I will just explain it. You want 2 separate chests with 2 different influence modes, with 2 different yeah, 2 different influence modes with whatever you want. So this time I chose an explode, which is highly popular these days, and also frenzy on hit. You can use anything else. It doesn't have to be a chest, it can be a glove, a helmet, whatever you want. The trick here is your item must have only one influence mode, so don't get scammed and accidentally buy an item with 2 influence mode, because some people try this and fail by using annulment orb maybe. So you can get scammed and buy something wrong. So make sure you search that item with only one influence mode, so make sure you block all the other influences to have a better search result. So if you want to buy a Crusader explode chest, make sure you tick Crusader and click no on all other options, Hunter, Elder, those kind of stuff. So you will only get something with one influence, so you don't get scammed, or maybe, yeah, you got the idea. So after that, you want to make sure you buy something, or you can also craft your own with alteration orbs. By the way, the item can be a rare or blue, yeah, magic. So it doesn't even matter. It can be magic, it can be rare, but the item must have only one influence mode. So what does that mean? So right now this chest, as you can see, has lots of modes on it, but only that explode is a Crusader mode. So if you are not sure what mode is Crusader or Redeemer or whatever it is, just check the PoE database website. So if you want to buy something from other player, so make sure you check the item and check all the other stats, affixes, all the prefix suffixes, and make sure that only that one influence that you want, the influence mode, is, there should be only one influence mode. It can have other stats, other affixes that are not influenced. So you will have 2 different chests or whatever it is. The other one is, again, doesn't matter, because we will destroy it. So it can be a bad base. So this one has a friends on it, the other one has explode. So once I use the orb, it will get combined for sure, because there are no other influence mode on these items, so I won't do any mistakes. So first click the bad chest and then finally the good one, and bam, those two will be get combined, and then it will be a rare item, so it means that it will have more stats obviously. So I got lucky and crafted something insane, which is a shame right now because I won't use this at all. This is the end of the league, so this will just sit on my stash. So a waste of RNG right now. So eventually finish up the craft with something, and I will choose a life, which is probably the best thing you can put as a prefix. So if you are not happy with the result, you can obviously sell this back and craft a new one if you have the money. And yeah, you got the idea. So thanks for watching, and if you have any other crafting options that you want to see, just leave a comment down below or join my Discord also. And I will see you next time.